My name's Brian Anderson. I am from Groton, Connecticut, although now I live in Queens, New York, and I'm a professional skateboarder. I got into skateboarding because I had a neighbor across the lane. We lived on a dead-end street. She had what I call a banana board, and I would borrow that from her. Then I saw Police Academy 4 with Lance Mountain, Tony Hawk, Mike McGill. I thought to myself, I'm going home and I'm gonna roll off the 2 stairs in front of our house. And then I tried to learn to ollie after that. Learned to ollie over the 2x4 like a week later or something. Being the youngest of 14 and having older parents was very loved by my sisters and my brothers. Yeah, I had my friends to play with, and then there were a couple other kids in my town that skated. So eventually we all saw each other, and I would be driving and see a launch ramp in someone's driveway and realize there were other people that skated. I stopped skateboarding in high school. I broke like 4 or 5 boards one week, and I just was like, I can't afford this. My friends and I made a pact that we were going to go to California when we graduated from high school, which was 1994. It'd be 1995. February, March, we drove to California. I brought a complete, didn't really skate. Made it a couple months. Didn't have enough money to stay, came home, went back to work, and then I entered a skate contest in my hometown, and I'm pretty sure I won. I went to Sacramento from Connecticut, skated with Ed Templeton, Jamie Thomas, Satva, Chad Muska, and Donnie in San Francisco. After that, I frontside blunt slid Hubba Hideout in my Sponsor Me tape and sent that video down to Jamie Thomas and Ed Templeton. They started sending me boards, and then they flew me to San Diego to keep filming for what became Welcome to Hell. Premiered that, and then we toured from San Diego to Boston. That was my first tour. Like, you're on the team, you're in the video, here we go. You can really go in your head and think, why am I here? I don't deserve this. Everybody's watching me. And hey, there we go. That's where the alcohol helped, like a lot of musicians. I'd go under the quarter pipe, rip a couple Heinekens, go on the chorus, and I forgot that all these people were there in a stadium, you know? Skateboarding, art, drinking, it's often romanticized. It's played up. But I still was so psyched on skateboarding, and I loved the adrenaline of like wanting to do certain tricks and going back to this spot because I'm a skateboarder. I grew up, and now I'm doing it at another level. Like, I'm like, oh, I'm better than I was when I was 14. I'm better than I was when I was 17. I'm gonna jump to this tall hubba. And so there's determination involved. And with that determination, I didn't want to just be drunk all day long. People are like, you're fine, man. You know, you tip good, you're not a dick, you don't get kicked out of bars. You always make sure everybody get in a taxi. I'm like, yeah, but do you know how much I drank last night? I said yes to every single tour that was presented to me. I was lucky, knock on wood, to not have any extreme injuries. If you don't have a conversation with yourself to slow down periodically with your drinking, and you just keep going and going and skating less and less, it can go really dark. When I was in 4th grade, my sister Judy was 18 years old and died by suicide. I remember my parents telling me it was an accident. She stood in front of a train, and they had told me that she was with a friend, she was helping a friend, and that it was not suicide. It's so interesting for me to think about personally, you know, if she didn't do that, if she didn't die by suicide, would I have maybe at some point? But because of my sister, it was the biggest no, you can't do that I've ever felt in my life, because I saw how it affected my parents and my family and everyone around her. To this day, I don't know what was going through my sister's mind and heart, Now, obviously, she's very troubled to do something so severe. I would drink a lot, but I wouldn't drink in the morning. That didn't start till much later in life. Certainly wasn't secretive about my drinking. I was like, I like this. At night, maybe landing a trick and not pursuing girls like my friends were. Yeah, then I would drink because I was really sad. That's a strange place to be 100% yourself all day long on your skateboard and then not yourself at night with your friends. Them saying, come to the strip club and talking about their experiences and their girls. And I knew that I wanted to be with men. I just didn't understand it. Nobody really thought anything. But inside, I knew. I got drunk a lot to not think about that. And in the beginning, I was scared to drink. What if I make a pass at one of my friends or something, Which, that would never happen because I wanted their dad, probably. I didn't know what I was going to do, so clicked to skateboarding and being sponsored. Any wonder or curiosity about where I will go with myself, it was like a big steel door closed. And I basically thought that I would be a professional skateboarder for as long as I enjoyed it and never tell anyone that I'm gay. Me being gay was like a black box in an airplane. It is never going to be opened until I crash. And that black box was buried way down deep. And nobody was ever going to open that black box of the truth of who I was, And I was fine with that. That thing was made of steel, man. Like, nobody was going to open that. That was mine. I met this guy from Holland. He came to San Francisco, and my friend Peter saw me with him, and I lied to Peter, and I said, I need to talk to you later today. So that's exactly the moment that I just said, I can't live like this anymore. And I told my friend Peter, and he hugged me. We went for a walk, and he was just like, keep talking. I want to have your back, keep talking. He just kept it a secret. It was the only person I'd ever said I'm gay to in my life. Somebody in Los Angeles was gossiping about me, a skateboarder, and I thought, screw this. I don't want all my friends finding out through a gossip mill. So I flew from Northern California to Los Angeles and just went to Girl, and Sam was working in his office. Brian, what are you doing here? Spike's having a party tonight, Brian, you should come. And I thought, perfect, because I'm ready to tell them. And I went up to Spike Jones' house that night, and I told Megan. I walked over to the diving board at the swimming pool and told her, and then I was like, okay, phew, thanks. And then I grabbed Spike 15 minutes later and told him, and he hugged me and told me he loved me and was I okay? And then I told Rick separately and Mike Carroll separately. And then I was like, whoa, I did it. I told everybody I work for and with. Work is a strange word in skating, but I told my closest people. I was kind of joking. I was like, I want to do an Out magazine interview, man. I'm tired of this. I want to just go all the way with it and just tell my story, man. Because I need it, and there's a lot of young people that I think this will help them, very much, to know that they're not alone. I was worried about my body because of all the drinking over the years. I would stop drinking for a while, 3 weeks, month, 5 months, whatever it was, and I'd say, I want to have a glass of wine with dinner. I said to myself that I was really sick of being addicted to alcohol. I was addicted to alcohol. I was shaking it, and I knew how many drinks I needed to have in order to not be shaking or sweating. And when I went to sleep, I had to know how much I had for the morning and for the middle of the night. I would wake up to pee at 1 a.m, and I knew I wasn't going to be able to fall back asleep, so I would pour a pint of red wine and drink it like water, and I would drink a pint of water. How nice of myself to do that. This has been going on way too long. And so I stopped on May 23rd. I mostly remember that because my birthday is June 12th. And I got to my birthday after stopping May 23rd in 2021. And it was cloudy. I was with my husband on Fire Island, where we often go for my birthday. I just took it upon myself to drink every day leading up to the 23rd. Because I went from anywhere from 3 bottles of wine and like a 12-pack of White Claws, small nippers of whiskey, down to about a bottle of wine a day over a few weeks. And then I mixed wine with water, and I could tell my trembling went down, my shakes, my sweat, everything was low, 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 low. And I was like, I'm doing it. Most people would have gone to a hospital to come off of the amount of alcohol I was putting in my body every day. I was sick of being addicted. I was sick. I was so sick of having to know what was in my backpack every morning. I had to have a bottle of red wine no matter what, because the liquor store didn't open till 10 a.m. So I needed to get to 10 a.m. I realized after so many years that I didn't want to live that way. This came with age. So it's, you can say it's unfortunate that I self-medicated for so long. You may feel like you might not get through high school, and you may feel so alienated and bullied and trapped. But I would say, please know that it gets better. Life gets better in general. There are other people like you. You may feel like you are the only person that has these thoughts, are feeling these feelings, and who you are is okay. Know that there's hope, and there's a lot of people out there that are willing to help you and listen to you. So ask for help, because there are plenty of people that want to listen and hold your hand.